Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Today we are going to start with the revision of chapter number 3, that is understanding quadrilateral. In this, the first term is your polygon. Polygon is a closed figure. Polygon is a closed figure that is formed of line segments only. I am giving you example. Suppose first polygon is given to you, that is equilateral triangle, that is regular polygon whose all sides are equal. That is a polygon, regular polygon of 3 sides. So first is regular and irregular polygon. Regular polygons are the polygon whose all sides and all angles are equal, and irregular polygons are the polygon whose length of sides are different. That's why they are called regular polygon. Under this regular polygon, we have first polygon of 3 sides, that is called equilateral polygon. That is polygon whose all sides and all angles are equal. So this is the polygon with minimum number of sides. So equilateral triangle is a polygon with minimum number of 3 sides. Suppose you are told to draw a polygon of 2 sides. This is not a closed figure, so we can say that it is not a regular polygon, or we can say that it is even not a polygon, because polygon is a closed figure and even this figure is not closed, so we can say that this is not closed polygon. Next is convex polygon. So convex polygons are the polygon whose each angle is less than 180 degree. Whose each angle is less than 180, like square, rectangle, trapezium. So all these angles are always less than 180. So these are called convex polygon. And one more property it has, its diagonal, when you join its opposite vertex, or you can say that non-consecutive vertex, the diagonal is formed which always lie inside the figure. You can check any of the figure, diagonals always lie inside the figure. And the next is concave polygon. Concave polygon is the polygon whose one of the angle is more than 180. Suppose I am drawing this figure. This I have drawn. So this interior angle is more than 180 degree. And if you join this vertex with non-consecutive this vertex, this diagonal that you are getting will lie outside the figure. So that's why this figure is called concave polygon. Next is diagonal. So we have two formulas for diagonal. First formula is your n minus 3. That is the formula for number of diagonals from one vertex. And we have another formula, n into n minus 3 upon 2. This represents total number of diagonals. Total number of diagonals of any polygon. So I am giving you one example. Suppose I have drawn this quadrilateral. So from this quadrilateral, if I talk about this vertex, from this vertex we have only one diagonal. So let's verify this formula. As you can see that it is having 4 sides. So when you put this 4 here in the formula, n minus 3, 4 minus 3 is 1. So you can see that from one vertex we have only one diagonal. If we want to verify this formula to find the total number of diagonals of a polygon, we can use this formula for number of sides 4. So let's verify this formula, n into n minus 3 upon 2. Suppose I am having 4 sides, so let's put 4 here. So when you divide this, you will get 2. So in this I am having, if you want to find total diagonal, let's join this. we are having two diagonals. As you can see that it is also verified from the same formula. Now, let's find the number of diagonals for hexagon, regular hexagon. Regular hexagon. As you know that hexagon has 6 sides. So if you want to find total number of diagonals, that is given by n into n minus 3 upon 2. So let's put the value of n as 6. So 6 minus 3 upon 2, that will give you 9. So the total number of diagonals of a regular hexagon is 9. Now, this is regular hexagon, so I am going to tell you one next property. If we are talking about a regular hexagon, that means the figure is regular, that means all of its sides are of equal length and all of its angle are also equal. So let's discuss the next formula for this same figure. Now, for finding the total sum of all the angles of regular hexagon, we have the formula sum of all interior angles is given by n minus 2 into 180. Number of sides is 6 here. So if you put 6 here, 6 minus 2 into 180, this will give you 4 into 180, that is 720. So that means sum of all the interior angles of this regular hexagon is 720. This formula you can use for any of the regular polygon. Now, as you can see that we have got the sum of all the angles as 720. If you want to find each interior angle, so you will divide 720, the number of sides is 6, so you will divide this 720 with 6. So this will give you 120 degree. So each of the interior angle is 120 degree. Each of the interior angle is 120 degree. Now one more thing I am going to tell you here. As you can see that if you extend this side outside, exterior angle is formed here. This is interior angle and interior angle is 120 degree. So these two form linear pair. So if this inner angle is 120, then this exterior angle will be 60 degree. This is the first way to find the exterior angle, and we have one more formula for finding the each exterior angle, that is given by each formula for each exterior angle is 360 upon n. Either you can get it by subtracting the interior angle from 180 degree, or you have direct formula. If you want to use this formula, you can. 360 upon number of sides is 6, so this will give you 100. This will give you 60 degree. So this exterior angle I am getting as 60 degree. Now let's have one more example I am giving you. Suppose I am talking about equilateral triangle, that is polygon of 3 sides. That's why it is called regular polygon, because it is a regular polygon with minimum number of 3 sides. It's not possible for us to find a polygon with 2 sides. So this equilateral triangle is a regular polygon with minimum number of 3 sides. So if we talk about this equilateral triangle, that means all of its sides are equal. That's why it is regular, and all of its angle must be equal. Here n is equal to 3. Now let's check number of diagonals. Number of diagonals of this 3-sided polygon. The formula is n into n minus 3 upon 2. Let's put here 3. This is 3 minus 3 upon 2. That will give you 3 into 0 upon 2. That is, if you multiply any number with 0, you will always get 0. So that means this equilateral triangle don't have any diagonal, because we are getting 0. As you can see that if you, without using the formula, if you want to draw the number of diagonals, it's not possible, because this vertex is already joined with the consecutive vertex, and according to definition of diagonal, for finding the diagonals you have to join this vertex with non-consecutive vertex, and if we talk about this consecutive vertex, we are not having any non-consecutive vertex. So that's why here I am getting 0 as the number of diagonals. Let's find the each exterior angle, that is 360 upon n. So 360 by 3, that is 120 degree. So that means I am getting the exterior angle as 120. And if you want to find this interior angle, each interior angle, either you can use the direct formula, or we have one direct formula, that is n minus 2 into 180. This is the formula for finding the sum of all the interior angle. If you divide this by number of sides, you will get each interior angle. Or we have one more thing, either you can use this, or you can directly subtract this exterior angle 120 from 180. This will give you 60 degree as your interior angle. Yes, the sum of all the interior angle is given by this formula, or we have one more formula. You can check this formula also, 2n minus 4. If you take 2 common from this bracket, you are left with n minus 2 into 90. When you multiply 90 with 2, it will give you n minus 2 into 180. So you can see that these two formulas are exactly same, but the method is different. Yes. Next properties, sum of all the exterior angles of a regular polygon is 360. Not necessarily regular polygon, sum of all the exterior angles of a polygon is always 360. So, this is the example. In this, the question is, you have to find the value of x plus y plus z. Directly we know that x, y and z are all exterior angle. We can directly write the answer as 360 degree if the question is for 1 marks. Without even solving, you can directly write the answer as 360 degree. But if the question is for 2 or 3 marks, then firstly you will find you can't use that property for more marks, because you have to find the value of x, y, z separately. Then you will prove that the value of x plus y plus z must come as 360 degree. So from here, you can take linear pair. This will give you x as 90 degree. If you take linear pair here, you will get z as 150 degree. And from angle sum property, firstly you will find the value of this angle 1. Or we have one another way. If you don't use this angle 1, you can directly find the value of y as 90 plus 30. This is the property that we have discussed in the earlier class, 7th class also, that the exterior angle is always equal to sum of the interior opposite angle, that is 120 degree. So I have got x as 90, y as 120, z as 150. So when you add x plus y plus z, you will definitely get 360 degree. But I'm again repeating, this property you can use directly if the question is for 1 mark. But if the question is for more marks, then you have to separately find the value of x, y, z. Then you will add them x, y, z, and you will get their sum as 360. Next is, suppose you have given each exterior angle as 45 degree and you have to find the number of sides of a polygon, regular polygon. So the formula we have, each exterior angle is equal to 360 upon n. If you want to shift n here, n is equal to 360 upon each exterior angle, that is 360 upon 45. This will give you number of sides as n 8. Got it? Next is, suppose you have given equilateral triangle whose interior angle is 60 and exterior angle is 120. Next regular figure is a square whose interior angle is 90 and exterior angle is also 90. Next is pentagon. Regular figure is pentagon whose sum of all angles is, if you first want to find the sum of all angle, we have formula n minus 2 into 180. If you don't remember, you will use this formula, you will get the sum of all angles. This is 540. This is 3 into 180, that will give you 540. This is the sum of all interior angle. And each interior angle is 540 upon 5. This is 108. So each interior angle we are getting as 108. If each interior angle is 108, then exterior angle is 72. And let's talk about another figure, that is regular hexagon, each of whose angle is 120 degree. If we talk about the exterior angle, each angle is 60 degree. Now, why I have given you all such example? Because from this we will conclude one important result, that in these regular figure, this is the smallest figure of 3 sides, and if you proceed with the number of sides, you will get different type of figure, different regular polygons. And in this you will see that here I am having each exterior angle, that is 120 degree. In this I am having 90, then 72, then 60. As you can see that as I am increasing the number of sides, the exterior angle will keep on decreasing and interior angle will keep on increasing. So that means if we see this figure, so this is the maximum exterior angle possible for a regular polygon. So the maximum exterior angle is 120 degree and minimum interior angle is 60. If this angle is maximum, then obviously the angle which is forming linear pair with it, that is 60 degree, is the minimum interior angle. So we have one important question in the exercise 5.2. What is the minimum interior angle? That is 60. And what is the maximum exterior angle? That is 120 degree. Now let's recall the type of quadrilateral. First type of quadrilateral is a parallelogram. I am discussing the properties of this figure, parallelogram. In this parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel and equal. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. Opposite angles are equal. This angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D. And next is, as you know that these sides are parallel and equal, so can we say that angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree, angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree? That means sum of co-interior angles, or you can say adjacent angles, is always 180 degree. And now we have another property related to the diagonal of this parallelogram. Diagonals bisect each other. Okay? So these are the properties related to the sides, angles and diagonals. Next is trapezium. In case of a trapezium, we have only one pair of side parallel. And next is your kite. Kite is not a parallelogram. If the example is asked from you, question is asked from you, that write the example of a quadrilateral which is not a parallelogram, whose adjacent sides are equal and one of the pair of opposite angle equal. तो ये angle equal होते हैं और ये जो है ये non equal होते हैं. ठीक है? तो kite is not a parallelogram. Next is your square. And one more property is is here for kite. The diagonals of the kite bisect each other at right angle. Diagonals of the kite bisect each other at right angle. Next is a square. Square is type of a parallelogram. Is a type of a parallelogram. Type of a parallelogram. That means if it is a type of a parallelogram, that means it satisfies all the properties of a parallelogram. That means opposite sides are parallel and equal, opposite angles are equal, and diagonals bisect each other. And we have one more property related to the square. For diagonals of the square, diagonals are equal. Next is they bisect each other at right angle. So square is having three properties related to the diagonal. The diagonals of the square are always equal. They bisect each other at right angle. All of the angles of a square are 90 degree. It is a type of a parallelogram. Is opposite sides are equal and parallel. Even all sides are equal and all angles are always equal. Next is rectangle. Rectangle is also a type of a parallelogram. It is also a type of a parallelogram which satisfies all the properties of parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. Opposite angles are equal. All sides, opposite side equal, and all angle equal to 90 degree. And the property related to diagonal is its diagonal are equal and bisect each other, but they don't bisect each other at 90 degree. Next is rhombus. Rhombus is again the type of a parallelogram whose adjacent sides are equal, but all angles don't have any property. The property related to the diagonals are not equal. Diagonals are not equal and bisect each other at right angle. Diagonals are not equal, but they bisect each other at right angle. So at the end, I am going to tell you the difference between the square, rectangle and rhombus. Square whose all sides equal, all angles equal. इसमें सिर्फ साइड्स इक्वल होती हैं. रेक्टेंगल में ऑपोजिट साइड इक्वल होती हैं. And the property related to the diagonals are, in case of a square, diagonals are equal, bisect each other at right angle. So it has three properties related to the diagonal. Diagonals are equal, bisect each other at right angle. But in case of a rectangle, diagonals are equal and bisect each other. In case of a rhombus, diagonals bisect each other at right angle. So in total, square is having three properties related to the diagonal. Rectangle is having two properties. Rhombus is again having two properties. Diagonals of the rectangle are equal. Diagonals of the rhombus are not equal. Hope this concept of types of quadrilateral and types of parallelogram is clear to you. Have a nice day and see this video, and we will discuss the next concept in the next video.